So can you run for my money? Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely, living lovely.
If I was your best friend, I'd want you around all the time. Girl, I'll be your best friend if you promise that you'll be mine.
Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, best friend. And this week's Let's Talk About It video is going to be a good one. Now, I'm thirsty. Now, judging by the title, you already know what this video is going to be about. Now, before I start this video, disclaimer, this is my story. Don't judge me, just listen. Hello. Now, the reason why, one thing I love about doing my Let's Talk About It videos, because it's literally my story. It's me telling you my story, what I've gone through. And a lot of stories that I'm telling you guys, a lot of times, their stories, not that just happened yesterday. Their stories in my 20s, my early 30s, even my early 20s, baby. So this is a story of my early 20s, and that I want to go ahead and share with you guys. And let's get into this video. Now, yes, let's get the elephant out the room. Yes, I dated a stripper. I did. Now, not a woman stripper, a male stripper, or exotic dancer. I did. Now let's talk about how it happened, and let's go ahead and give you the tea on how I felt about it and how this started and how it ended. Now, for starters, I just moved back to Vegas. Now, if you know, you know that I am from California, born and raised. Hello. But when I was 17, my mom actually moved me and my siblings to Vegas. Now, when my mom moved us to Vegas, we started to like, when we first moved to Vegas, like we didn't really like it for real. But over the time, we started to just kind of like fall in love with it. Vegas, living in Vegas wasn't too bad. It was just, if you're under the age of 21, there's really not a lot of things to do if you're under the age of 21 for real. So if you know, and if you're from Vegas or you have family from Vegas, you know what I mean when I say that you just figured out how to maneuver and what to do. You feel me? Like you just figured it out. So when I was 18, right after Job Corps, I wound up moving back to California with my dad and kind of maneuvering through this thing called like the real world in LA. And dibbling dabbling in LA for a minute, I realized. Now I'm not gonna say that I didn't like LA. It was just, I'm trying to think, how did I maneuver back to Vegas? Oh, my mom. My mom literally kind of tricked me into moving back to Vegas when I was on my right before my 22nd birthday. So I got tricked to move back to Vegas. My mom was telling me that, hey, now that you're 20, over 21, you can, they got some really good job opportunities out here. It's cheap out there. If you know, it's affordable in Vegas. I think that you will love it. And like I said, I kind of had my feet wet out there prior, but before I left there, I kind of experienced like a very traumatic situation. So it was like I didn't know, but I was like, why not? You feel me? I'm older, I'm smarter, I'm wiser, why not? So I wound up moving back to Vegas. And I remember right before my 22nd birthday, I met up with my older sister, and I asked her, I was like, "Oh, it's my 22nd birthday. My 21st birthday was a hit. Like, I'm trying to be outside. Like back in the day, we didn't say outside, but she know what I mean. I was trying to be outside, right?" And so she was like, "Oh my God, I be going to the strip club all the time." And I'm like, "Really?" She was like, I was like, "But I don't know if I'm gonna go to the strip club for my birthday. She was like, well, we don't have to go on your birthday, but let's go like the weekend before your birthday. And I was like, I bet. So I wound up moving to North Las Vegas. I got scrumptious, got nice. Now looking back, it probably wasn't even nice because, baby, you ever looked at some of your pictures of you getting suited and booted back in the days, and you'd be like, what did I have on? Why did somebody tell me to change my clothes? Why did my hair look like that? But that's besides the point. I looked the best that I thought I looked like, and the boys wasn't because most of them was boys. Hello, the boys, the young men, they wasn't worried about it. They didn't question. You know what I'm saying? They still flocked to the bestie. So, I called her in the beginning of the day. I'm like, hey, are you coming up here? She was like, yes, when I get off work. I'm gonna meet you there. Here go the address. Pull up. So I pull up to, you know what I'm saying, the club, the strip club, right? I put up to the strip club, whatever. I'm nervous off the bat. I ain't never been to a strip club a day in my life. So when I initially got there, the guy at the booth was like, is this your first time here? And I was like, yeah. He was like, girl, don't be nervous. I paid my little $20. And as soon as I walk in the doors, I see women. And I'm looking like. So they was like, yeah, the men were upstairs. And I was like, okay. So as I'm walking up the stairs, all you hear is boom, 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 boom. Now, before I walked in that strip club, I ain't gonna lie to you, I've seen movies. I've heard about it. I've heard people talk about it. I imagine what a strip club would look like, but I've never been to one, but I always wanted to go. But I just thought that when you think of strip club, you think of women. You're not thinking of men. So as I go upstairs, it feels like a club vibe. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I've never been a club person today, and I wasn't a big club person then. But as I'm walking up, all you hear is do. So I text my sister walking up the stairs, nervous, all outdoors, because I don't know what is at the top of them damn stairs. And my sister's like, yeah, I will be there. I'm like, bet. So I walk all the way up the stairs. Right ahead of me, there's a bar. I walk straight to the bar because I'm nervous. I look to my right. There's a pole. There's a stage. There's men walking around. And there's a lot of women just vibing out and just having a good time. And I'm like, okay, I can kind of get you to listen to my sister come. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, like I said, not only was I not a big club person, but I wasn't a big drinker. So, like when you first start drinking, like you get intoxicated super fast. That was me. So even to this day, I know my limit. Like when I get there, I'm the first one to be like, I bet that's enough. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I really didn't know what to really drink. I was like a cranberry vodka type of girl because that was easy. I was a buttery nipple type of girl. Google it. Bomb drink. Doesn't taste like liquor. So that was more my drink. So I remember when I got up there, I asked for a buttery nipple. So they gave me a buttery nipple, and then I remember finding like a seat where like nobody was sitting around. But as soon as I sat down, other women sat next to me. So I tried to save my sister a seat. As the show goes on and on and on, I'm noticing that my sister's not answering the phone. I'm noticing that she's not there. I'm noticing I am sitting there by myself. And 45 minutes in, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to be so mad if this girl do not come to this club. So 45 minutes go by, an hour go by, 2 hours go by. No sister. So this girl sits next to me or whatever, and you can tell she's having a time of her life. Okay, you guys, my bad. I had to take out my speaker thingy for now because my phone's about to die. But I'm back. So she's having a time of her life. She turned up with her homegirl. I'm noticing there's nothing but a whole bunch of dope women around me. Everything in my mind of how the experience of what I think this was going to be is not. I'm on my second buttery nipple at this time, and I'm feeling good, and I'm literally just enjoying myself. And I'm thinking to myself, am I really enjoying myself solo bolo at the strip club? So after a while, I stopped texting my sister. I'm like, at this point, she's giving me vibes. She's standing me up. She's giving me vibes. She's not going to be here. She's giving me vibes. She don't want to be here. And baby, I'm not going to make nobody be here that they don't want to be here. Boom, shakalaka. It is what it is, boo-boo kitty. So I'm turning up with the strangers. I'm turning up. Now, as I'm turning up with the lovely ladies, I am looking to my left and my right, and I'm seeing all these men. And a lot of the men are giving my type. Baby, that's my type, my type. Baby, he's my type. Oh my God. I hope you don't catch me looking at him because he's my type too. And so they was looking and I was looking too. So make a long story short, the girl that was sitting next to me at the end of the night, she's like, put your phone number in my phone. And I'm thinking to myself, hope this girl don't think that I like women. Hope she don't. Is she hitting on me? Like, I never got hit on by a woman before. So I'm like, is she hitting on me? Cause this feel violating. And she was just like, oh girl, like, put your number in my phone, da-da-da. So I put my number in my phone, whatever. I had no intentions in using it, nothing. I wake up the next morning, I get a text message from the girl talking about, so what you doing today? Do you want to go to the casino? And I'm like, super bold, but let's go. So I link up with her. We go to the casino. We're drinking a little bit. We're vibing out. We're eating. And I remember she was like, yeah, I go to that place like once a month. Every, whatever. It's a vibe. I went to high school with some of them. Da-da-da-da. And she was like, do you want to go next weekend? And I'm like, damn, bitch, you want to make this like a thing? I'm like, why not? So my sister called me. I told her everything about it, whatever. I'm like, girl, you missed the experience, and I'm not going with you. I told her, I ain't gonna lie to you, baby. I don't want to go with you. She told me, so I'll go with you next week. No, me and my sister will actually wind up going out, but we wind up going to the Poetry Lounge, which was back in the days owned by Ray J, the singer, whatever. So we just wind up going there, whatever. So like, I think the day after I went out with my sister, the girl that I met or whatever hit me up and was like, let's go to the strip club. And I was like, okay. So after work, I got dressed and I met her there. So it was kind of cool. So the second time I went to the strip club, it wasn't that bad because, like I said, I'm going with somebody. You feel me? So I'm going with somebody. It's a vibe. I don't feel awkward. We sit down together, and I noticed that this guy literally is like eyeballing me for real. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm eyeballing him too. But the funny thing about it is, one thing about the strip club, like when you go to a strip club, it's a little bit of everything. You got vanilla, chocolate, caramel, everything. You got all your flavors. It's like Baskin Robbins up in there. So whatever. So you gonna like something in there. Something gonna catch your eye. So he looking da. So I think by maybe because we used to go all the time. All the time. Like you said, there's not a lot of things to do in Vegas besides going to the casinos, going to the strip, gambling, house parties, and staying at home. So we went to the strip club very often. It was very safe. So we went. So we used to go to the strip club all the time. It was to the point we went all the time, to the point a lot of the strippers, they knew who we were. They would let us in for free. Like we was like regulars or whatever. And it was so dope. It was like, we literally had a good time every time we went. So after maybe going for like maybe 5 months, like I said, there's one guy, whatever, he asked me for my phone number. We talked for a little bit, didn't work out. And I ain't gonna lie, he was the one I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, he was the one that all the girls wanted. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I had a chance to like dibble and dabble with him and stuff, and it was cool. He was older than me and stuff, and I was like, I ain't never talked to nobody that was older than me before and stuff, and it was fun and stuff. Like I said, I was 22, and it was like, I be it, but it was short lived. And I left that alone. I think I just flirted with him throughout the years. Then the second stripper that I talked to was from the same little strip club, and he was cool, but that was like, one of them little drunken nights. It was like one of them things like, you curious about something, and then you experience it, you like, it wasn't even what it is, and you regret it. That was one of the regretted moments, and that's what it is. So, but let's talk about the guy, about what this whole video is about. So at this point, I said, I'm about to leave strippers alone. I started talking to some, military men, because I love men in uniform, amen. So I just started, like I said, I'm 22. At this point, I'm like maybe 23 now. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm just living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. And I done had a couple experience with a couple strippers, and I like the fact of, like, my thing, even when I was like in high school, I didn't date. I lose my virginity when I was 18. I didn't really like to be accessible to any men or boys, because I wanted the boys to like me. I wanted to pick who I wanted to pick. I didn't want them to pick me. I wanted to pick them. For me, it just made me feel more special and gave me more leverage. So I just kind of like stopped talking to strippers all over. I was like, and then they all know each other and shit. This shit felt awkward. I'm like, I don't know. So I would go just like drink and dance and vibe out and just enjoy myself. But it was one particular exotic dancer that we're talking about from the first time I walked in there, I literally had my eye on him. But he gives you shy, standoffish, a little rough around the edges, cute, very handsome, but he gives more like, he come, he dance, he leave, or if he comes, he dance, he sit in the back by himself, drink his little drink, dance again, and then he leave. So like I used to always eyeball him, smile at him, but I never really interacted with him for sure, whatever. And I never, like I said, I like for a man to come to me. So with him, it was always like me smiling, him smiling back, him waving, I'm waving, me saying hello, him saying hello. It was like really no interaction for real. So when I got my opportunity to talk to him, it was like I said, it was a whole year later from the last guy that I talked to, because I was off of him for a minute. And I ran across him. Once again, I'm at the strip club. I'm with my homegirls. We all there. We're having a good time. We got a section. And me and him were talking. And it was a good thing. Amen. And we're talking and we're vibing. I realized that he's funny. He's humorous. He's smart. And I was very curious about just this person in general. So the first time that I had a chance to converse with him or whatever, it was just a vibe. It was just different from every guy that I did talk to at the club or whatever. But I can tell that he was talking to, you can tell he was talking to somebody, one of the female strippers. You could tell that he used to dibble and dabble with somebody at that club, because the way he. But in the process of me getting to know him, he made it very clear. He don't really talk to people. He don't really talk to like the girls that go to the club. He's really standoffish. He just he mind his business. And it wasn't even about him running game or nothing, because I've seen it throughout the few months that I was there. He literally would come, go, like really, like I said, really never converse. He would dance with his people, and then boom, 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 leave. So like I said, when I had an opportunity to chop it up with him or whatever, gave my number. I didn't think he was gonna call. He called. But you can tell even through the conversations of him talking to me, he was really standoffish. It was more like just laid back for real. Which was kind of cool, because it's like when men like that, they like you, they know they vibe, they do just enough for you to like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like every other guy was more of like all over me or whatever. With him, it was more of, it was very mysterious. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with, chase a little bit. Chase a little bit. So, as we got closer, I think it was like Thanksgiving, and we wound up cooking. What we cooked, I don't know, don't remember. And I remember he came over to the house, and he was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't normally do holidays and stuff like that with people that I'm not involved with, blah, 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 blah. But, so they think his boy brought the hookah. We did the hookah. Whatever, we drunk a little bit. We did what we done. Don't be nosy. You know what we did. We did. what we did. And then he had a rule about like not spending the night, you know, with people that wasn't his girl, which was cool. That's fine. Like back in that era, I did what he want. I did what I wanted. You know who I wanted. I did me. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about me in the comments. It is what it is. But I did me. I did me. I did me. So, we had an understanding on what we did and what we didn't. But I realized the more we talked and the more closer we got, it was more hanging out. It was more me seeing him. It was more vibing. It was me going home with him after the club. It was more intimate, more, you know. At first it was me like trying to steal a peck, from him giving me a kiss to him giving me a hug before he left. At first you can tell he was guarded and standoffish, and he wasn't really cool with doing any of those things. But I'm a mature lover or whatever, so whatever. I guess I just grew on him. Anyways, after going back and forth and doing that shit for, I think, a little over a year. But then we wound up getting extremely close. We talking about Christmas. I remember Christmas Eve. He hung out with me. He spent the night. It was like more vibing, more comfortability. And even though a piece of me knew that, even though he never opened his mouth and was like, "Oh, I like you," a girl no. You could tell how he would call more, and how he would vibe more, and how he would, you know, say little jealous things here and there. And so I knew he was feeling me or whatever. And I knew what type of man he was, but he wasn't really good with his feelings. And I didn't want to push that on him. So I was going to allow him to do what he wanted to do, and on his own time. Like, whatever. It was no pushing. So then I had I talked to my dad. One day I had a conversation with my dad, and my dad was telling me that my cousin was sick. Like, really sick. And so I talked to my cousin, and my cousin's like, "Why don't you just move back to California? I know you really ain't got a lot going on out there. Move back to California. I help you, you know, get back into school. And I help you as much as I can. You know, let's go get it." So I wind up saying, okay. So I made plans to move out of Vegas. I remember I told him maybe 2 weeks before I was about to move. And when I tell you, he was so mad. He was furious. He was mad because I didn't tell him. But like I said, he was so standoffish. I feel like it wasn't that type of party. You feel me? Like, I feel like we did what we did when we was together, but I really didn't question him, because that's just what it was, and that's what he wanted. And I was completely okay with a man not super controlling me and what I was doing. So, like I said, I was okay with what we did in our relationship. Make a long story short, even though he never told me he liked me, then he goes and he says, I like you, I'm feeling you. That's selfish of you to just leave me and not give me the opportunity to tell you how I feel and before you leave. But in my mind, I'm thinking, you had all this time to tell me that you like me, you feeling me, you want me, you didn't do this. And so I wasn't getting the thing of anything was holding me back. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, if I would have known that that's how he was feeling, that's what he wanted, I ain't gonna lie to you, I probably would have stayed. But at that point, it was too late, because I already made plans to move back to California. So I got an opportunity to spend one last little weekend with him. I remember we went bowling. We got drinks. We literally did a little double date. My homegirl took one for the team. Just say that, because, yeah. So we go out, whatever, and I remember the whole time he just looked down. He just didn't look like himself. He just looked like I literally just ripped his heart out of his stomach. Out of his chest. And I felt so bad, because in my adult self now, I feel like I should have sat down with him and had that conversation with, like, you like me or not? Like, you feeling me or not? Whatever. But I'm a firm believer of allowing a man to be a man. If a man literally don't open up his mouth and tell me what it is and what it ain't, baby, I'm only going by what you told me, what you're showing me. But like I said, it's not like he wasn't showing me that he wasn't feeling me and that he didn't like me, but just I know that he didn't want nothing. He didn't want nothing serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want anything committed. And I ain't gonna lie to you, him being an exotic dancer, like, I didn't see him as an exotic. I didn't see him. The more I hung out with him, it wasn't like I even labeled him as. I just see him as a person. But at the end of the day, is to come with the territory, not to get tied down, But then, no. But even though he was so hard, I could tell he was a big softie and a big teddy bear. Like I said, we spent that time together, and I remember I left, and when I left, me and him, we conversed here and there, whatever, and I would still go back. I would still drive back from Cali to Vegas to go see him every 2 to 3 months, and I would get me I would stay at the Trump Hotel, and he would come and he will always remind me every single time he came that I did him wrong, that I was messed up, that I didn't tell him, that I left him behind, that I didn't care about him, that I didn't give a damn about him, that I did him wrong, that he was very vocal every time we seen each other. Every time. And I felt bad because it was one of the things like, why you just didn't tell me? Like, why you just didn't tell me that you liked me? Like, why didn't you tell me that you was feeling me? And I'm not going to tell you I was in love with him or because I wasn't in love. But I was super deep in like. Like, he was just the mysterious thing about him. It was that thing that I'm what you call like a goody two-shoe girl. That's what they called me back in the days. And he was just like that thing that was just rough, that I just needed to just sandpaper all my BS. And he knew how to talk to me, get me. Like, the things I did, it didn't bother him. He was just that cool guy. Then I got pregnant. I got pregnant by my baby daddy. When I got pregnant by my baby daddy, I ain't gonna lie to you, I did not want to tell. Now, at this point, let's make this very clear. I was not talking to anybody when I was talking to my child's father. Nobody. It was only my child's father that I was talking to. Let's make that very clear. But me and the guy, whatever, we still was friends. It was what it was. And but I remember, I think he found out on Facebook when I think I said I was pregnant. I think I told the world I was pregnant like when I was like 8 months. So it was like way late again. I think I showed a picture of my belly, and he was like, wow. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, still a piece of me, still kind of feel bad and guilty about it, whatever. After I had my daughter, I think I seen him one more time, like face to face. I think I snuck away one day when my mom watched my daughter, and it was a good vibe. Like I said, it was like we never skipped a beat. And it's so crazy because even to this day, y'all may be like, well, are you in contact with him? And the answer is no, but we're still like friends on like Snapchat. We're still friends on Facebook. And it's one of those things where I feel like he's never going to let me live that down. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because people stereotype, exotic dancers and things of that sort or whatever, especially they females, you know what I'm saying? Oh, she's a this, and then definitely, a male dancer, But I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm the type of person where I'm gonna see you for what you is and who you is. You feel me? I'm gonna treat you how you treat me. I'm going your past and what you do ain't got nothing to do with me. But I ain't gonna lie. I fell in love with a stripper, and I did. And I ain't gonna lie. From time to time, I have thought about him like, what would life be if I would have stayed, right? Like, what would life be if we would have do. But then I found out that, one of the girls that he was or whatever kind of talking to prior or whatever, like they were still super duper close. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't play that super duper close with your ex thing. So I ain't gonna lie, that was a chapter that I did close, and I have closed, and I have not opened, I have not reread. But I ain't gonna lie, every so often I do peek through the back page of the book and be like, what is he doing? Do he miss me? I want to call him. Still got his phone number, but I don't. What do you say? He was the one that got away. Maybe. Now you got me thinking about him. I miss you. I'm talking to you, baby. I miss you. We used to talk and laugh all night, boy. What happened to those days? You know what happened to those days? I left my boo-boo kitty in Vegas. And the funny, and I left out a couple things that it was so crazy because 2 times when I was in California, he had a performance. I was dancing in LA, and it was just a hit and miss. I didn't get to see him, and yeah. Like I said, he still looked the same. He's still whatever. I don't think he's dancing anymore. At least I hope not. Hopefully, he ain't doing that no more. But I feel like you really can't control who you like. You feel me? Like, you really can't control who you like. You feel me? You can't control, like, what job they do, how much they make, what their nationality is, what their background, what their, like, it just, you like what you like. When you see somebody, you're like, oh my God, I'm digging you, I'm vibing you, the attraction is there. You like what you like. And it's funny because when I tell people I've dated a stripper before or exotic dancer, people like quick to judge me, like, yeah, and I sleep around. But it's like, lawyers can sleep around, doctors can sleep around, hairstylists can sleep around, blue collars can sleep around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because he do that doesn't mean that that's what he's doing. You feel me? So people are quick to just judge or put a title on people because this is what they do. It's just what they do. I don't regret it at all. Like I said, that was back in my that was like 22 to 24 for me. I did it. I conquered. I saw. Don't take it back. I loved it. I'm 38. Would I do it again? And would. Don't judge me. Judge your mama. You feel me? And I would. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm grown. And that's what grown people do. Grown people can do what you want, how you want. But I miss them. For 2 seconds of this video. Would it have worked? No. Did I miss out? I don't think I did. Did I make the right decision in what I did? Absolutely. Because if a guy is unsure about you, baby, leave him where he at. Thanks for watching this video. And make sure you tell all your friends.